NFL free agency winners and losers coming at you. I'm Mitchell Renz. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. It has been an absolute whirlwind around free agency. Another reason that you should subscribe and turn on the notifications to our channel. Let's get right on into it. A winner here, obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I just want to shout out all the Buccaneer fans out there. It's about to get a lot better. So obviously they went out and they got Tom Brady, the top quarterback, in my opinion, on the free agent market, up to potentially $30 million. I'm thinking it's going to be about 2-year deal. That's what it's reported. They've also brought back Shaq Barrett, who had 19.5 sacks last year, a great defender, and Jason Pierre-Paul, which I really like this move for this Buccaneers defense because you're in a division loaded with very talented quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Teddy Bridgewater. Oops, spoiled one for you. But you got to be able to get after the quarterback. And now they become immediate contenders, not just in the NFC South, in my opinion, in the NFC. Because when you insert Tom Brady into any kind of lineup, it's going to bring some wins. I'm sorry, I've watched the Patriots dynasty for a long time. You're giving Brady Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard, and Mike Evans. The real story there for me is I wonder if Chris Godwin gives up the number 12. But when you look at all the moves that they made, I mean, you're putting real solid players into place. Yes, I expected them to tag Shaq Barrett, which also I like because that means they didn't tag Jameis Winston. Jason Pierre-Paul, again, that 2-year, $27 million, and the Tom Brady deal is expected to be around $30 million a year and at around 2 years. So the Buccaneers, they're a winner on my board. Let me ask you this question. What will their record be in 2020? So last season, they won 7 games. So throw it in the comments section what you think the Buccaneers record is going to be. If you like trying to figure out where quarterbacks are going to play, this is a video that we did. And as you can see, the Buccaneers, they were on our list of teams for Tom Brady destinations. If you like trying to think about where these top players are going to land, it's kind of the videos we do here at Chat Sports. So you can see the link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Click subscribe and turn on the notifications. All right, let's get in on now to the next winner here on the list, the Miami Dolphins. And they have upgraded their defense tremendously by signing, in my opinion, the top cornerback on the market in a Byron Jones. Then you went out, you got Shaq Lawson, Kyle Van Noy, and then you also signed Eric Flowers, Jordan Howard. I mean, you're looking at this team, they're making a lot of the right moves, and I know I kind of just mentioned it, but I mean, Tom Brady has won the AFC East 17 times. With him leaving, guess what? That's going to free up this Dolphins team to now have a legitimate chance, in my opinion, to go compete with the Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, to go out and win this AFC East title. Because then you also got to look at, though, how this team spent money. Yes, I think that they maybe overpaid for some players, but you had money to play with. So going out, getting Byron Jones for $82 million, you front-loaded that contract, 2 years, $40 million basically. Emmanuel Ogbah, I like that deal. Jordan Howard, a solid running back between the tackles, but Kyle Van Noy and Shaq Lawson, I would actually argue the Van Noy deal, I'm telling you right now, that's a very, very good deal. But one of the reasons why Byron Jones was the top cornerback on the market, he didn't really get beat. And let's say even when a wide receiver did catch the ball, as you can see, they didn't go very far. He only allowed 331 yards. This was a great, great signing for the Miami Dolphins. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. While the ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down, and I want you to answer this question because I'm going to make it the pinned comment on today's video. Who's the biggest NFL free agency winner so far? If you're curious what I think, hit me up on Instagram at MetchellRenz365. Let's go on now to my Las Vegas Raiders. And this is a team that needed to upgrade the defense, and they did drastically. Going out, getting Corey Littleton, Nick Kwiatkowski, Malik Collins, Carl Nassib. Plus, you signed Marcus Mariota to not only shore up your quarterback depth, but also to push Derek Carr, because if you need to figure out what he's got, now Marcus is going to actually give him somebody to compete with. Plus, you added Jason Witten to bring in veteran leadership, and I know a lot of people were like, why would they bring in Witten? I think the two biggest reasons, one, Foster Moreau has said that he has modeled his career after Witten. That's the rookie tight end that they drafted last year at LSU. Plus, if Moreau, who left Week 11 with a knee injury, isn't fully healthy, now you can insert Witten, who is also still a good blocker. But Littleton, in my opinion, was the top linebacker in the free agent market, and the Raiders, that was their biggest need on defense. You go out, you get Littleton for 3 years, $36 million, And when I look at some of the other deals that came across, I really like this value. And then you pair that with a Nick Kwiatkowski who can get after the quarterback, who can also protect against the run, and Carl Nassib, who's had 12 sacks over the last 2 years. Plus then, you added 3 Cowboys. And a lot of people are like, why would you do this? For me, Malik Collins, young, 24 years old. Jeff Heath is going to be a solid depth player, really solid special teamer. But the biggest reason why I like this, it's going to be an easy transition because Rod Marinelli, the old defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, is now the defensive line coach for the Raiders. So when I look at Littleton, though, the upside to me, he's there. You got to cover a linebacker. I know Mike Mayock really loves this player here. It's a player that I was really excited about. So this is why the Las Vegas Raiders, in my opinion, are a big-time winner. If you disagree with me, if there's any Raider fans out there, shout it out in the comments section. Another winner here is all y'all because you're watching, because we found these jerseys. And all I'm saying is this. If you need a new NFL jersey, because I got one, it's got some beer stains on it from tailgating, so I'm going to go hook myself up with one of these bad boys. But it's chatsports.com/jersey deal. Legit Nike NFL jerseys for under $80. You're welcome, okay? Or maybe you had a big-time player like a DeAndre Hopkins or a Tom Brady jersey, and now you might need a new one. I'm going to put this in the comments section below. I'll put it in the description so it's easier for you guys to find this in case you forget that the link is chatsports.com/jersey deal. Deshaun Watson, you're not going to like this next one. A winner coming up here is we're going to go into the Indianapolis Colts, and the Colts have to be a winner because, well, the Texans, they lost DeAndre Hopkins, and I think you could make the argument the Colts now could be the favorite in that division. You go out, you get Phillip Rivers for 1 year, $25 million. I wasn't as crazy about Rivers, but if he's an upgrade at quarterback and you feel that he gives you a chance to win, then I think it's a win for the Colts, and it's a 1 year prove-it deal for me. Plus, they pulled off an absolutely huge trade for DeVorest Buckner, who I'm a big fan of. I think he's really going to help, beef up that defensive line a little bit. Sure, you gave up your 13th overall pick, but if you really wanted Buckner, it was a good move. And then Anthony Costanzo, he's going to be protecting this guy, Phillip Rivers, who I will admit I think is an absolute upgrade over Jacoby Brissett. And Phillip Rivers, who was a Pro Bowler in 2016, 2017, 2018, maybe with all the injuries the Chargers had last year, that's why he didn't put up very good numbers. So here was the Buckner trade I was talking about a little bit in depth. I think this is a trade for both teams. I think it makes sense for both sides. Both teams were winners here. But for the Colts, they were a big winner for me because I think the Texans got significantly worse, and they actually got a lot better. Another winner, not really a team. It's the first player that I'll mention today. It's Teddy Bridgewater, and I am a big fan of Teddy. I love what has happened to him, and I will admit, I do think that he took a little bit less money than what he could have gotten on the market, 3 years, 63. But the dude hasn't been a full-time starter since that horrific leg injury since 2015, and now he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, who are going to likely move on from one Cam Newton. As you can see, here are his numbers from his 5 starts. The number that it's not on there, he won all 5 of those games. Teddy, good for you, my man. Also, good for the Arizona Cardinals because they're next up here on my list, and I like what the Arizona Cardinals have been able to do, right? You pull off the deal of the freaking century going out and getting DeAndre Hopkins, absolutely robbing Bill O'Brien. Plus, the Texans, they took on the brunt of Johnson's deal. That's David Johnson. That's $20 million over the next 2 years. I mean, I couldn't even believe it, just the fact that they made the trade. Plus, you're going to take on DJ's contract. I like that they tagged Kenyon Drake, who showed to be a pretty solid running back for them, and Jordan Phillips. This is a very, very sneaky good deal. But if you didn't see the Hopkins to the Cardinals deal, this has just been going all over the internet because I know what Bill O'Brien's chin looks like, but he's starting to actually look like one, because if you do this kind of trade, this isn't just a blockbuster trade, all right? Blockbuster, it's not even in existence anymore. Right now with the big C going on, that's what we have to call it because YouTube doesn't like when we say the C word. This is a Netflix trade, all right? This is a straight-up Netflix and chill trade for the Arizona Cardinals, getting DeAndre Hopkins in 2024 round pick. Yeah, big-time winners. So I did mention also the Phillips move here. I like it. It's 3 years, $30 million. I love that the Cardinals have been super active. And if you're looking at it, somebody who's going to help stop the run, we know the Seahawks like to run the football. I know the 49ers like to run the football. And if Todd Gurley stays with the Rams running the football, Jordan Phillips is going to help slow down some of those running backs. So how about this? If you made it this far in the video, shout out to you. With this trade, Bill O'Brien giving away DeAndre Hopkins for not even a first-round pick, in my opinion, the dude should be fired. So if you agree with me, I want you to like this video right now. And if you don't like the video, I really, really question whether or not you know what you're talking about. Let's get in now to the biggest losers. And before I get into my list, who was the NFL free agency biggest loser? I want you to throw it in the comments section. We're going to put this video up on Facebook. I'll probably put it on my Twitter as well. So if you're curious what I have to say, that's normally where I tell people to check it out. But throw it in the comments section, the biggest loser. Now, the New England Patriots obviously are on this list. You let Tom Brady slip through your fingers. You lost Kyle Van Noy to a division rival in the Dolphins. You lost Jamie Collins on defense. Sure, you re-signed Devin McCourty, but Devin McCourty's getting up there in age, and I like McCourty. Obviously, he's a solid defender, and he was one of the best defenders for this Patriots team last year. But, I mean, you let Tom Brady go. I mean, realistically, this card right here could just say you let Tom Brady go, because that's what happened. So how about this question? What will the Patriots, or who will the Patriots quarterback be in 2020? It's a tough question. It's weird even thinking about that somebody else not named Tom Brady is going to be calling hike in New England. And when you look at what the depth chart looks like right now for the New England Patriots, I'll tell you what, it ain't pretty. I don't think it should be Jared Stidham, and I don't think it should be Cody Kessler. Now, you can sit there, you can twiddle your thumbs, you can wonder who it's going to be. Now, for us here at Chat Sports, I'll ask you this question, and then I'll tell you about a video that we made. Who will be the Patriots quarterback in 2020? If you're wondering, if you're like, I can't think of any names, luckily for you, another reason to subscribe to our channel. We already made a video on it. Who's going to be the Patriots' next quarterback? We list 6 players. Some are in the draft, and then some, yes, you might even have to trade for. If you like videos like this, go subscribe to the channel, click that big red button, turn on your notifications, because free agency's wild, and we're the channel that you should be watching. Let's get into the next loser, and I already know that I'm going to get some hate for this, but let me just say this. Dak Prescott, you tagged him. Cool. You re-signed Amari Cooper. Great. The reason why that you're a loser is because you waited too long to tag Dak, you waited too long to sign Amari, you lost some money, plus look at all the players that this Cowboys team lost. You lost Byron Jones to the Dolphins. You lost Robert Quinn, Randall Cobb, Malik Collins, Jason Witten. Oh, yeah. And you also lost Jeff Heath. And you can say what you want about maybe Collins, Witten, and Heath. They're all still pretty solid players in my opinion. And I'm just saying this, Cowboys fans. If you see it below, if you have any of these jerseys, you might need to go to chatsports.com/jersey deal because you might need one. Luckily, they're under $80. All right, we're going to go to another NFC East team here. It's the New York Giants, and an absolute head-scratcher to me that they tagged Leonard Williams. I mean, he's a good defender, and I know Dave Gettleman loves defensive line, but there was no way I'm tagging Leonard Williams for $16 million. There's absolutely no way. Plus, in my opinion, you overpaid a little bit for James Bradbury. Solid corner. He is a solid corner. And honestly, I thought he was going to go to the Washington Redskins. But you also overpaid for Blake Martinez. 3 years, $30 million. And no offense to Blake Martinez, I get it. He's had 3 straight seasons of over 140 tackles. That's great. But he is a slow defender, and I want you to go watch him get absolutely exposed in the playoffs. He is a old-fashioned linebacker, and I'm telling you, if he's got to go up against players that can catch the football, he's in real trouble. Let's get in now to another loser here, and unfortunately, it's a player that I do really like. It's Cam Newton. Obviously, I mentioned before, Teddy Bridgewater was a winner going to Carolina. That means Cam Newton, he's going to be on his way out, and the Panthers, they're letting him seek a trade. Now, for me, another reason why I'm going to say Cam Newton is a loser in this, because of his injury. Right now, with what's going on in our world, the Big C, it's really impacting us, and teams, they're not able to give certain players physicals. And between you and me, there is no way I'm going to bring Cam Newton in on my roster unless I can give him a physical. So this is the post on Instagram that the Carolina Panthers put out. I know it's kind of hard to read for Cam, so I'll try to do my best. Stop with the wordplay. Never ask for it. There's no dodging this one. Love the Panthers to death and will always love you guys. Please do not try and play me or manipulate the narrative and act like I wanted this. You forced me into this. Much love. As you can tell, he didn't really like the post very much, and you might not like what Cam Newton did in 2019. And you might not like what he's done in the last 6-7 games because he hasn't thrown a passing touchdown since. The injuries are starting to rack up. Hopefully, a healthy Cam Newton get back to 2015 MVP form. So where exactly will Cam play in 2020? I have a few options. I think I know where his most likely team is if he's getting traded. And if you want to know what I have to think, slide in the DMs. It's at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to the last team here on our list. It's the Houston Texans. And you traded away DeAndre Hopkins, loser. And you got a washed-up David Johnson in return. I honestly think Bill O'Brien didn't watch David Johnson play last year. That's why they went out and got him. Plus, you're bringing in a running back who had his lowest production of his career, only 6 touchdowns, 715 total yards, and you're trying to replace DeAndre Hopkins with Randall Cobb. You're not replacing DeAndre Hopkins, period. I get that maybe you didn't want to pay him $18-20 million. I think it's dumb to not want to pay him that much money, considering the world we live in with diva wide receivers, and even with all the rumors around with, apparently Bill O'Brien saying something about DeAndre Hopkins being compared to Aaron Hernandez. What does DeAndre Hopkins do? Tweets out that it's not true that he loves the Texans. Hopkins is a class act. He's a player that you keep on your franchise for life. So the fact that they traded him away to the Cardinals, mind-blowing. Plus, another note, they re-signed Bradley Roby, who's a good corner, but at 3 years, $36 million. I thought it was a little bit of an overpay. And Cobb, if there's one position that the Texans have been struggling with injuries, it's been the wide receiver position. So I'll show this trade one more time here. The Texans, you get David Johnson, but he's washed up. You get the worst fourth-round pick. So actually the fourth-round pick that they gave away was the lower one. And for me, I just don't understand how you honestly think that David Johnson, right? Like, this is the type of trade that gets vetoed in fantasy football leagues. This is the type of trade that gets you kicked out of your fantasy football league. You put this trade in Madden, and Madden laughs at you. They're like, what the heck is this guy doing? All I'm saying is, Bill, if it's too much to be the head coach, if it's too much to be the GM, maybe, and just maybe, for those of you that made it this far in the video, if you think Bill O'Brien should be fired, I'm going to say it again, like the video.